Parará, prontinho, estou online. Ai, sejam todos muito bem-vindos. Como estão nessa... falar nessa noite? Enfim, tá de noite. Mas eu meio que já gravo pensando no... pra quem vai ver isso depois, né, também. Como estamos nesse dia, hein? Estamos bem? Estou de boas, estou suaves. Bom, hoje nós vamos ler o ato 2 do ato 6. Ele vai ser, acho que o dobro do tamanho da intermission que a gente leu da última vez. Que deu pra ler numa live de 1h30. Esse aqui eu acho que, se eu for bem generosa com o tempo que eu for ler, acho que dá pra eu fazer em 2 lives, 3 assim, estourando. Se não acontecer nada. Mas se der tudo certo, acho que é isso. A Jane, como vocês podem se lembrar, ou não, qualquer coisa eu lembro pra vocês, a Jane estava morrendo em Prospect. Ela já morreu, né? Já foi esfaqueada. E ela ainda tá sonhando ali. E tá acontecendo um incêndio ali, que o pai dela tá tipo, o quê? Ela dormiu fora de casa. Wake up. Ela acordou, porque, né, tinha morrido. Fala, Hunton, tudo bom? Como vai tu? Fala, Vimones, boa noite, como vai? What the heck just happened? Now you remember. The mailbox was booby-trapped, but you survived somehow and got knocked out. How did you get all the way over here? Ah, sim, tem a questão das ameaças de morte. E daí eles fizeram uma armadilha na caixa de correio dela. Ela, pelo visto, não acordou em Prospect nem nada do gênero, porque ela não se lembra disso. Ou é por causa de ser a parada de sonho, né, que mexe com a memória. Os projetos estão indo muito bem? Opa, isso é ótimo. É ótimo saber. Eu estou bem também. Eu demorei um pouquinho pra começar a live de hoje, porque eu tava esperando a sopa ficar pronta. Aí eu trouxe a sopa aqui. A sopa pra nós. E eu tô esperando ela ficar um pouquinho mais... um pouquinho menos quente, pra falar a verdade. Pra eu poder ir comendo ela. Aí eu pensei em aquecer a live aqui um pouquinho. Pra esfriar a sopa. Entropia. A última fandub ficou muito linda. Ah, você gostou? Eu adorei. Eu não gostei, eu amei. O pai dela apagando o fogo, né? That seems just as dumbfounded as you are, and more than a little distraught. Did Lil Seb whisk you away in the nick of time? Can that little bunny really move that fast? Where is he? O gato. You suppose you should let Dad know you're okay. But it's been so long since you've enjoyed such a massive prankster's gambit in an exchange with the old man. It's hard not to bask in it, if only for a few seconds. Turn around. Turn around. Obrigada, Hunton. Obrigada, Vimones. Oh, it's the God Cat again. You guess that explains it. Ele salvou ela, então? Nesse universo não tem o Beck, né? Tem o gato. Tem um universo que o cachorro é onipotente. Nesse universo, o gato é onipotente. Não. Just look at that aloof little bastard. He doesn't give a shit about anything, does he? You guess you should feel grateful toward him for saving your life. But you know, he's just as likely to rescue you from an explosion as he is to randomly teleport you across town, forcing you to call your dad and ask for a ride home, while you spend all day standing in some random field in the pouring rain, while you wait hours for your dad to come and pick you up after he gets lost because he plugged the wrong place into Google Maps. Call G-Cat down from the tree. Esse gato não precisa ser resgatado pelo bombeiro. Even if you were inclined to do that, He wouldn't respond to that name. You're pretty sure he doesn't have a name. You and your friends just call him the G-Cat for lack of anything else to call him. Everybody has opinions, but nobody can agree on a good name. You think he probably doesn't want a name. He's just a feisty stray who likes to meddle with your life, then vanish for weeks at a time. Isso foi xi, isso não foi ri. Uh-oh, looks like the jig is up. Yet again. Is the jig ever anywhere but up? That's what you want to know. You feel bad about leaving him in suspense for even a moment. Your gambit gets totally rocked by a guilty conscience. He tells you to get inside this instant. Return to room. Parece que ela está homestuck de novo. You get inside this instant and march back up to your bedroom. That didn't say as much, but it's a safe bet. You are now perma-grounded for life. You hear a loud thump just outside your door. É lógico que nós tivemos a volta dela mesma, a banheira que fica na frente da porta, na casa de uma das crianças, é isso. Contact BFFC. Boa noite, Matheus. A banheira voltou, a lendária banheira. As long as you just got done paying the piper, you might as well get busy eating all this goddamn crow. Oh, so much of the stuff has gathered on your plate. She appears to be online now. It looks like she sent you the hacked file while you were away. Hey! Rolo? Oops, sorry. 7-person chats. Oh, with whom? Yet another intelligent fucking bachelor who I have talked to. Yeah, which one precisely? This drive insufferable breaking my fucking ingredients in here. Wow, extra designer. If the chats and surplus dinners were truly important, I wouldn't want to interrupt. Shh, of course not, just a user of BS. Chats with you I'll get present anyways. Useless, this is more of us giving me shit about not believing me on a lot of sick-to facts. Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I see. Go on. You see, I was just the target of another assassination attempt. Fuck! 2, in fact. One here in the real world, as I attempted to retrieve the mail. Luckily, it was thwarted by a certain cat who shall remain nameless. Oh man, God cat, BBF. Good BFF. No wait, good was right. Fuck it, both spelling are true. But in the process of being rescued from the explosion, I was knocked unconscious. And in my dream, there was another assassination attempt. This one, I believe, was successful. Uh-oh. I'm becoming convinced that our dream selves are being picked off by violent hooligans. Shit, hooligans. Yeah, but I think you mean better witch thugs? Perhaps. The one who accosted me was a knife-wielding lunatic, and it's reasonable to deduce the same forces were responsible for Jake's death in Prospect as well. It looks like we are in the clutches of an actual caper, a real-life mystery, which under different circumstances would be quite exciting. But the truth is, I think we are all in great danger. Well, fuck. I guess it's time to take this shit up to red alert, to where it's been for like fucking ever, Jane. Yeah. But that wasn't all there was to the dream. Shortly before I was stabbed, I had a rather long grey gander at Skya. A gander, you say? Yes? How good a gander? I would say a pretty substantial gander. Okay. And during this totally massive gander you snagged, what did you see? I saw things in the clouds. Things. Yes, things. What things? Things happening in the future, I think. Many events pertaining to us, all of us, and the other people I didn't recognize. It was a bit overwhelming. It made me feel small, insignificant, relative to whatever it is we're about to involve ourselves with. And honestly, it made me feel pretty foolish too. Foolish? Why foolish? Diga-me seu paradoxo, Mateus. Tentarei ajudar-te. I began to wonder why I ever had the audacity to think I know much of anything about the world we live in, or the journey we're about to take, or to think I could ever rule anything out. I have a feeling that whatever I saw, it means you've been telling the truth all along about everything. And I started to feel like a complete idiot for doubting you. Oh man. I've been one great big horse's caboose, and I think you're owed an apology. Do you think you can forgive me? Jane, damn, you're making me feel like shit here. Why? No reason, just, hey, did you DL the game file I sent yet? I did. And at this point, I guess I have no choice but to use it. I guess you were a step ahead of me yet again. Why? Because the one in the mail detonated in my most recent assassination attempt. What? Oh, fuck those hacks. The old exploding game trick. Oh, who would stop to such low-brow shenanigans like that? So many sweet typos. That tweet just makes me fucking some strangers. Hoo-hoo! The tactic was quite underhanded, yes. Yeah, so what were we talking about again? Sorry, just work it up over it. I don't blame you. Where were you? Where we were, by my estimation, was a place wherein I was about to awkwardly attempt to swallow a helping of a humble pie, to somehow make it up to you for my years of stubborn mistrust. Hey Jane, wasn't that a bunch of infinitive? Huh? Split? To awkwardly attempt to somehow make it up? Oh, Lou, so busted. Oh gosh, what a doofus. You see, I clearly don't have all the answers. I really had some nerve challenging anyone on practically any subject. Oh, don't beat yourself too bad. We both know that rule is bullshit. That rule is bullshit anyway. You hold yourself too high a standard, and those standards kind of leak out and start getting applied to other people, I guess, sometimes. You really don't have to apologize, Janie, or eat humble pip or anything. All you've got to do is maybe not be such a huge Titus all the time. That's fair, but I would still like to make a gesture, even if it's one partially motivated by self-interest, seeing as I clearly have much to learn. I would like to give you a free pass for a day. It is good for 24 solid hours of absolute credulity from your best friend. Okay, waiting for you to say what the fuck you're exactly talking about. It means that starting now, whatever you tell me, I will have to believe you. I promise. Oh, really? Yes. Oh. Are you there, Ro? Shh. This is a dramatic pause. Calm your tits. Oh, exactly how dramatic are we talking here? Shall I go retrieve a magazine? Really? Ai, meu Deus, ela apareceu. Meu bebezinho, Roxy Lalonde, a dona da porra toda, a dona do meu coração. Tá, não é a dona do meu coração, esse já tem dona. Mas enfim, deixa eu ler o que o Matheus falou. Quero mudar meu nick pra Matheus sem H, para as pessoas pronunciarem certo e entenderem a ideia do trocadilho. Mas aí entra o paradoxo, se eu botar H, vai contra tudo que eu prego e vai ter o H. O que fazer? Não tem como botar acento? Mas as pessoas estão lendo errado? Eu acho que elas não leem errado por conta do H. Elas devem ler errado por conta do 100, não? Primeiro você tem que deixar claro por que elas estão lendo errado e daí você mexe nisso. Porque talvez você esteja criando um problema onde não tem. Se você botar o H, com certeza vai virar mentira. Você vai estar mentindo sobre si mesmo. Ele não tem suporte pra outras línguas que não sejam inglês, então... Aga. Matou sem aga. Aí você vai ter que pesar, amigo. Ou você põe um H e você vive uma mentira. Ou você mantém assim e você pelo menos fica fiel ao que você propôs. Fala, Will. Emotional damage. Fala, Rica. Tudo bom? Hoje foi um dia foda? Por quê? Isso, vamos conversando aí, que enquanto isso eu vou jantando. Tudo bom? Não é nugget, eu tô comendo sopa. Okay then, what do you want me to say for you to auto believe in? Everything. Okay. I'd like to get completely up to speed if possible. Páprica. Oxi. É sopinha com macarrão. Caraca, que maneiro, Will. Eu gosto de música assim. É. É pão, é pão. Caramba, o ouvidinho seu tá bom, hein? Everything, I guess. I'd like to get completely up to speed if possible. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I already said everything. Want me to just say it all again? Some reiteration certainly couldn't hurt. But if this time, I won't work so hard to sift the fantastical from the plausible. Eu estou bem, estou comendo aqui, estou ótima, e vocês? Eu adoro sopinha. Tá quente. Puta que pariu, tá quente. Queimei a língua. So, like, stuff I said about my mom, or... Sure. Okay, well, for starters, she really is the notable author, you know. Oh, I know that. That was always something I had no trouble believing, considering the public documentation even reclusive celebrities receive. And frankly, the familiar resemblance is obvious. Yep. Anyway, it would be disingenuous if I found your relation far-fetched, since we're all apparently related to noteworthy people. It's just one of those funny things. Tomar fazendo barulhinho. Through that, then what else can I talk about? Like her occult magics and stuff? Because I don't know a whole lot about the magics, besides the fact that they're all real as shit can get. Maybe we should start at the very beginning. Okay. But the beginning was a heck long time ago. Do you remember around when we first started talking? Yep. And you claimed you were the one making my pumpkin disappear? Yeah. You later, proceeded to try to prove to me that you were saying was true. Barulhinho de sucção que faz na colher. Jesus amado. Não, não é. É sopa com mais coisas do que com líquido. Não tem tanto líquido assim, gente. É uma sopa mais sólida. But you later proceeded to try to prove to me that you were saying was true. But none of your attempts thereafter would ever beat any fruit, pardon the pun. Okay, but it ain't pardoned because a pumpkin ain't even a fruit. It's a big orange porch thing for Halloween numbnuts. Yeah, I know what pumpkins are. It was a joke, silly. What I'm trying to say is, in thinking back to those days, when you couldn't verify your claims, it made me think the whole thing was a big ruse. And I think this, unfortunately, began a pattern of mistrust. It was always hard to rule out the possibility that you could be joking about other things as well. Yeah, but it's not my fault, I mean. A purification tech is notoriously unreliable, remember? I explained this. I can't just always purify stuff from you anytime I want. I can only take stuff I'm allowed to, which is pretty much random. Like stuff that by taking I'd be messing up the timeline, because that stuff is supposed to be there and serve some function it hasn't served yet. So most of the time, if I try, all I get is slime on my end. But pumpkins, for some reason, are a little easier to take. I don't know why. Like they are specifically and arbitrarily unhinged from space-time. It's spooky. Eu posso ler errado o diálogo da Roxy o quanto eu quiser, porque ela já tá bêbada. I couldn't begin to explain the science behind such a technology either. But I guess the important thing is, regardless of how or why it works, this is a story you continue to stand by. That is, you still are taking credit for the mysterious disappearance of all those pumpkins I grew years ago. Pelo visto, não é só a Roxy que tá bêbada, né? Eu também tô. Fuck yeah. I so ganked your guards, Jane. Did you gank them when my guard was down? Yeah. Yes, I did exactly that. Snatched your pet, sucker. Pra quem entende inglês, tem mais graça, porque elas estão fazendo um monte de trocadilho uma com a outra. Very well. Then, I believe that is what happened. That's all I am trying to say here. So, okay, you believe that. Now what? No, nothing really. You may continue to tell me anything you would like with the confidence that I won't doubt you. So, by all means, go ahead. O que tem nessa sopa? Tem carne, cenoura, macarrão. Acho que é isso. Deixa eu achar mais alguma coisa, eu falo. Ah, acho que batata? Acho que batata doce. E alguma outra coisa aqui, que eu tô ficando mentira, não tem não. Tô zoando. Eu falar porque eu tô bebendo vinho, mas não tô não. Okay, got it. So, Jane, what's it feel like to get stabbed by a bad guy? Oh, come on. Huh? That is a question. Yeah, so? It's not any sort of revelation or statement for me to take at face value. That burn it. This isn't that difficult. And for the record, it's not great. What's not? Getting stabbed by a bad guy. It isn't all that peachy. Yeah, I bet. Must have sucked. Or dream sucked, I don't know. So you're not in the mood to tell me things? No, I am. I'm psyched about you wanting to believe me and all. But part of me still feels like I should prove it, like I tried to once. It was just frustrating. I mean, I'm a scientist. I should be able to prove my shit. Like, subject my claims to the fucking madrigals. Madrigals? Madrigers. You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand. Nossa, boa sorte pra quem for ler estudo acadêmico feito pela Roxy ditando bêbada. I mean, trust between friends is sweet and everything. But I don't know if I wanna be the recipient or like a bottle of pity believing. It's not about pity. It's more like a gesture I'm trying to make. Or maybe that's not quite right. It has more to do with setting things right for myself than making it up to you. Does that make sense? Shit, I'm doing such a terrible job explaining this. Patiently sips beverage. The bottom line is, I want to believe the things you say now. That's all you need to know. Okay, that's good. I want that too, but I still want to prove it irregardlessly. shudders uncontrollably at word usage. Whoops, sorry. Still want to prove it irregardlessly. All fixed tight as fuck. So, you down for one last try? Sure? Okay, let's get busy. What you want to see me disapprove? Look around. Look around. I don't know. The baking chest, maybe? Too big. Ha. Muito quente. I got size restrictions here. Bigger stuff takes huge amount of power to swipe. So this gizmo I have has a built-in size cap. Like something as big as you, for instance. I can't take... Believe me, I tried. No. That's sweet of you, I guess. Was so sweet of me to try and sue you for the hangouts, but it didn't work because of those... But I can take stuff somewhat smaller. Afu, what are the restrictions? Just dump your shit on the floor. Tell me everything that's there. Okay, empty Siladex. Well, what immediately catches my attention is this enormous book. I wonder how it squares with your size restriction. What book? My unabridged Sassacres. It's a very rare edition and a precious family heirloom, so I don't know if it would make an ideal candidate for the journey. É a sopa inteira que tá queimando minha língua. Macarrão, tudo. No, are you kidding? That shit is perfect. It should be just the right size, like big, but just slightly not too big. But what if it gets damaged? Damage! Shit, it would be set fire. Oh, silly me. What was I even worried about? Man, sent. Fine. That wasn't even Freudian slip. Dr. Freud just tripped over an errant phallus, tumbled down a flight of stairs, and broke his neck. And then his cigar exploded comically in his face. Dang, you're funny. Oh my god, still lolling at that word boner I made. Oh my god. Afu. It was so spectacular. Sotaque britânico. But for real, I once had your fucking joke book on fire, Jen. It doesn't even do that, even if it goes the worst thing overall. Couldn't we send Wise Guy instead? At least it can be easily replaced. Jane. Jane. Fuck Wise Guy. This would be so lame as a Guinea pig book. Goddamn, who am I kidding? I don't even know how to spell Guinea pig while sober. Could be sober as a churchers and look at it. Guinea. I don't know, she looks intrinsically fucked typographically speaking. So fuck that word and fuck those particular pigs. No. I reject her proposal that we fuck, Wise Guy. Whatever that actually means. Or, for that matter, the spelling of any adorable rodents named after African nations. Jane, are you being a Titus again? I don't think so. Parece o Dr. Who falando. We talked about this. About what? About you being a Titus. I'm not being a Titus. Janie, it seems to me that there is a maths % chance of you being a huge Titus. Are you being a huge Titus on me, Jane? Oh, god damn it. Take the book, what? I do care. Yes, that's the spirit. Never believe in your petrol. I failed to see what offering up a priceless book for your wildly capricious science experiment has to do with my resolution to be less stingy with my beliefs, but alright. Will you relax about the book? I'm just only teasing because there's like practically a 100% chance this won't work like always. So, ready? Yes, let's just get on with it. A purify. É isso. O livro desapareceu. It worked! The book is gone! Oh no. Oh shit. What is it? Shit. Did you receive the book? Don't tell me. The book is damaged somehow, isn't it? Fuck. Is it at least somewhat intact, or was it completely incinerated in transit? I just knew we should have used Wise Guy. I can't believe this. Don't worry, the book itself is still fine. It's just... Oh. And what's the problem? I'm so stupid. So stupid. Will you tell me what's happened? Gotta go, blah. We'll talk about important stuff later. But Jane, try believing me. Thank you for believing me. Oh shit. One last thing, Jane. Do not run the file I sent you before I get back. I need to, just don't without me, okay? Fuck! É isto. Dia de roll, mo, fro, roll. You wonder what her deal was. It's always something with her. You again notice her game file, beckoning you to play. But she warned you not to until she gets back. Phooey. Oh hey, you just noticed your slightly abridged edition of Sassacres over there on the floor. You guess you could have sent the much less valuable copy and saved a lot of arguing. But what's done is done. There is more reading material sprinkled about too. You've clearly got some time to kill before your BFFC gets back from her emergency. Might as well do some casual reading. But there's nothing casual about hoisting even an abridged Sassacres up to your lap, so forget that. There's always Game Girl, but the articles are all a bit vapid, and in your view, somewhat demeaning to female gamers and women in general. You and Rollo are convinced the whole thing is just written by the same odious D-bags who write Game Bro. Which is exactly what makes it good for the ill of ours, like her words. Speaking of bros, and the games they play, read Pony Paws. Pony Paws? Hell fucking yes, yes. You've read this a million times already. It's one of your favorite gifts. Another gander at it sure couldn't hurt. Gostoso. Examine contents. Amazing chapter titles. Potentially the TOC for greatest book ever written. But Betancourt shut out this nightmare instead. Ele colocando as impressões dos capítulos, que bonitinho. Horse. Page 1. O Dirk desenhou no livro inteirinho pra ela. A visitor. Cavalo. Anna Harley came out her back door and ran across the backyard. There were 2 ponies in the paddock, behind Anna's house and yard. Hey ponies, Anna called out. We're going for a trail ride. Harley, dumb name, sounds like product of speech impediment by imbecile. Não consigo ler isso aqui. Almost a good name for you. Not sure why. As she prepared... Anna's pony, Acorn, was standing in the pony shed. The other pony, Snow White, Lil Sebastian, belonged to Anna's next door neighbor and Pony Paul, Lulu Sanders, the city of Pawnee, Indiana. Lil Sab came over to Anna, but Acorn stayed in the shed. Anna thought that Acorn was trying to hide from her. He liked to play Catch Me If You Can. I'm scared shitless of my master. Turn page. Cara, quero ver Barbie. Anna went into the shed. Acorn wasn't fucking around. He was staring at a fluffy black cat with white paws. Não consigo ler isso aqui. Taking a dump on his favorite saddle. The cat was staring back at Acorn, shitting like tomorrow wasn't a thing. Hey kitty, said Anna. What are you doing here? She asked, the act of defecation oddly foreign to the girl. Pony came into the shed behind Anna. Whose cat is that? The rural township inquired. I don't know, answered Anna. It's not a pony, so who seriously gives a fuck? Suddenly a mouse ran from behind a feed bin. The contrived incident caused some extra shit to happen. Acorn was like, oh hell no! Not the fucking my paddock, hit, bitch. Acorn niggered, as if to say, vile slurs omitted. The cat leaped back up on the straw and curled himself into a ball. Acorn took a few steps toward the cat and crushed it to death with his magnificent hooves. Acorn nickered triumphantly. That's so cute, murmured the fictional Midwestern brawl. Pen Crandall rode another goddamned pony up to the shed. She said hi to her pony paws, and the whole crew beamed complacently about their bullshit horse club. Anna pointed at the cat. Acorn has a new kind of meat he appears to tolerate. She exploded. Man, screw handwriting. This is easier. Ok. Entendi, foi pouca coisa. Later, about halfway through the book, rather than see the gag through to the bitter end, Strider began passing over entire pages of original text with his own completely rewritten version of the story, while keeping all the chapter titles. His revision is a tough, emotionally draining read, but it's cathartic in all the worst ways possible. He tends to get carried away with his projects. Just check out the file already. Oh no. Eu acho que vai dar merda. A Roxy falou pra não ver. You try to distract yourself with Strider's literature, but it's no use. Your curiosity is overwhelming. Lalonde could be gone for hours for all you know. Surely there couldn't be any harm in just installing this file, could there? That's an odd extension for a file. You don't think you've ever seen it before. Install Sburb client. It doesn't even seem to install anything. Just runs a...
Zizibs.
Ah, fala Riel, tudo bom? Muito obrigado pelo resub. Muito obrigado pelo apoio. Você é demais. Beijo no coração. Cozinho. Quer sopa? Tem sopa pra nós. Just runs a small application when you execute it. Looks like you're one key press away from playing. Do you dare? Press enter. Fazendo merda, hein, Jane? Psst. Hey, Jane. Step away from your computer. Pewter. Ela sabe de tudo. What?
Acho melhor você fazer o que ela disse, Jane. O sofá já tava lá. Sweet catch! É mesmo, Matheus? God, you wish stuff would stop exploding. Answer: this stripe. I should probably warn you. About what? Yet another exploding game trap? Well, shit. She already sent it? Yeah. But to be fair, she warned me not to run it. That's weird. Why? She was probably just trying to protect me from the Better Witch's latest assassination attempt. Sheesh, I can't believe you all finally got me saying Better Witch too. Who would have thought? No, it's weird because Lalonde was the one who rigged it to explode. It's a bogus copy she coded herself. The real game file she downloaded is totally legit. What? Really? Got it right here myself. Checked it out. File's fucking clean as a whistle. A whistle that overcame a major substance abuse problem, trying to get its life back on track. The whistle is holding down a steady job now. It's taking things one day at a time. Eat a fucking dinner off that whistle. Okay, I'll shut up. Why would she do that? To accomplish exactly what it sounds like got accomplished. You narrowly adverting the fake threats to your life, then getting your shit all hot and bothered at the Baroness over it. Then you abdicate your Harris throne or something and give up on this game as a big fuck you to the genocidal cake alien. But if she felt so strongly that I shouldn't play, she could have told me. Or told me more forcefully, I guess. I would have listened. Maybe. She's working through some problems right now. Really doesn't want us to play that game. So I guess this was the insane stunt she whipped up to derail the inevitable. Kinda reckless for my tastes. One of the above statements is a fucking lie. Are you gutsy enough a gumshoe to spot it? Maybe she was justified in taking such an extreme measure. I sure hadn't been taking her seriously. She even warned me not to play it until she got back. But I went ahead anyway because I was too impatient. Actually, now that I think about it, she was probably going to disarm it or such when she got back, seeing as her objective had essentially been accomplished already by an actual assassination attempt. After that, I told her I would believe her about everything. That probably made her feel guilty about setting me up, so she told me not to touch the file until she returned. Sounds about right. But then, I went ahead and ran it anyway like a doofus. I think she just wanted to be believed. Shucks. Am I an awful friend? Nope. I'm not so sure about that. Well, before you go taking a massive sad crap all over your friendship credentials, consider this. Only she could manage to blow up your computer with a nasty Deathloop virus and somehow make you be the one to feel shitty about it. You're right. Or maybe you're the one who uniquely feels the predicate in that construction. I don't goddamn know. Your friendship with her is a half-drunken three-legged relay race, and the baton is a stick of dynamite. And you two are the only ones on the track. Me and English are watching from under the bleachers, high-fiving constantly. I guess that's a pretty apt metaphor, even though it doesn't make the slightest bit of sense. Yeah. I just wanted to start playing the game so badly. Now more than ever, I have reason to believe the stakes have increased dramatically. They have. And they will continue to. I think our dream counterparts are all marked for death, and if we are to stand a chance, we must move quickly. I agree. Just heard about your assassination on Prospect. Oh, she told you already? Who? RL? No. I read it in a newspaper. Agamenon, o Matheus. Meu Deus. Que nome incrível. Seja bem-vindo. Are you being ironic again? No. I just picked up one of the sleazy Dursite tabloid rags. Sometimes they'll feature some pretty entertaining gossip about the royalty or whatever. But they are primarily dedicated to smearing Prospect. The press had a field day with the deaths of the page and the maid. Their site? You mean the other planet? The evil one? Theirs. Yeah. Fala, me dá nome, tudo bom? Como vai? Not evil, necessarily. That's a bit simplistic. The kingdom represents the forces of opposition to Prospect and the four heroes, us. What did the story say about me? Dead. Was the big-ass headline. Then a photo of your dead body lying there, followed by a lot of bullshit slander. Meu Deus, Matheus. Por aqui tudo bem? Por aí tudo bem? It was also reported your tower exploded. They couldn't find the body to give it a proper funeral. Probably incinerated. I didn't realize you had woken up in the game already. When did that happen? I don't know, years ago. Don't really recall. I guess I shouldn't act surprised you didn't tell me. With all your highfalutin secrecy? It's hard to explain. I was never technically asleep there. I was awake without realizing it. Then I realized it. And I sort of learned how to be awake there while awake here too. I am awake there now, albeit pretending to sleep. Pretending? Why? Ah, tá ventilando aí. For one thing, it gets a bit distracting managing two alert bodies in different places at the same time. And for another thing, it's better to maintain appearances. Everyone on Earth believes their heroes haven't woken yet. Though they are both rumored to be very active sleepwalkers, which is half true. She can't ever seem to sleep still. Goes off wandering for days. Sometimes I've got to go round her up from some godforsaken cranny of the abyss. Drag her tipsy ass home, tuck her back in. Maybe I'll chain her leg to the bed if she doesn't wake up soon. Though, in light of the recent assassinations, her slumbering attraction to the void probably works to her advantage. No one ever knows where she is. Meu Deus, Matheus. Aqui tá. I'm still not sure I'm following. Why are you maintaining the appearance of being asleep? On Prospect, it seems as if people there regarded me and Jake very highly, like celebrated figures. Is it not the same way on Earth? No. It's essentially the same situation here. They glorify us the same way, almost like we're their purple pajama team mascots, even though they will completely oppose our objective when all is said and done. Kind of ridiculous, really. But even so, I think it's better to lay low, not alert anyone to my alertness. That way, I can sneak around and gather information, do some reconnaissance before shit starts getting real. In other words, read newspapers, get a feel for the word on the street and such. As might a detective? Yeah, among other things, like keep an eye on agent activity. You mean secret agents? No, more like high-ranking officials. Judging from your knife wound, I'm betting you were the victim of the Arch-Agent himself. You should feel honored, I guess. Who's that? A guy named Noir. Real nasty dude. Crazy, ambitious, loves knives. Aqui tá frio. If we're going to stand any chance of winning this thing, I've got this nagging suspicion we're gonna have to take him down first. And a feeling that nags equally is it ain't gonna be easy. Eita porra. I guess I should find all that ominous. But I cannot lie, sir. Nothing you have said has made me one iota less excited to begin this adventure. Those desert agents can try to assassinate me all they like. I just want to get started. That's the most awesome way to be, Jane. And it is again why you will be our leader. Sort of. Right. Still fixing to pull the string for us, per your extensive puppet metaphor. Pulling them as we speak. I'm having Lil Seb install a real copy of the client on another computer in your house. A clean computer, not any of this BC carb garbage you tend to accumulate. I'll have to insist from this point onward you employ neutral devices. That shit fucks with your head. Alrighty. I think I can make that concession. Once it's installed, I'll connect with you. I'll be your server player. I know this isn't what you were hoping for, but some improvisation is in order. While you get the ball rolling, I'll try to talk some sense into that mercurial boozehound. Sounds like a plan. I do hope she comes around. It would be a bummer to play without her. She will. Say, do I even have any machines that survived the explosion besides this one? Do you even have any machines that don't inundate you with fucking hamburger helper ads and Guy Fieri's heinous propaganda? I guess not. Still, some nice things were surely destroyed. I think Detective Punny was caught in the blast. It's unlikely Acorn survived. A fitting end to a life of moral compromise. So, since I'm apparently out of neutral devices, which computer is Seb installing the file on? On your dad's computer downstairs. One in the study. Oh. Gotcha. My poor dad. He surely heard the explosion. I've put him through so much today. Oh no. What? I just had a dreadful thought. The kitchen is just below my room. What if he had begun baking his afternoon cake and when my computer exploded? Oh, tadinho, cara. Olha isso. E o bolo ficou pronto. I wouldn't worry about it. Maybe I should go look? Though I'm a little afraid to. I think it'll take a lot more to kill that dude than a little falling debris. Trust me. I hope so. Como assim esse cidadão? Que cidadão? The Crockers have something of a legacy when it comes to losing forebears in mysterious explosions. I would be so sad if I kept the tradition alive like this. É, sopa. Você quer sopa? The most you have to worry about is getting grounded back to the Stone Age. When you enter the session, he'll probably look you up in a prison cell unders. Ah, é o computador. É o... Ele já apareceu antes, sim. Probably stick a huge safe in front of the bars for good measure. Now, do me a favor and hop off the couch. Okay, What are you doing? Making room for something big. Deploy. Ih, estamos começando. You watch Dice try deploy some sort of mammoth instrument onto your balcony. It's just as well he took over for Rollo. She probably would have destroyed half your house with that thing in her condition. But on the bright side, you're sure RL would have enjoyed a good knicker with you over the notion of DS deploying his mammoth instrument. You wonder what she could possibly be up to. While you're at it, you also wonder what the deal is with this cagey treatment of their names. Dice-Try, Rollo, DS, RL, Strider, Lalong. Opa! Obrigada pelo abraço. It's all starting to get a bit silly. Each of their full names has 11 characters, and you have been dancing around all but 2. Maybe it's time you were formally introduced to the last 2 characters. One of the last 2 stands in her bedroom. It is a young lady. Due to an incident involving a purifier, an unabridged colonel Sassacres, and a perfectly white cat, she will not be able to assist her BFFC for some time. And due to the aggressive concurrence of all that takes place in Paradox Space, this incident has not happened yet. But what has happened yet was this young lady's 13th birthday. It took place almost 3 years ago, and on that date, her placronymon was engraved. It was engraved with 11 letters to be precise, 9 of which you are already familiar with. You figure it couldn't hurt to take a peek at the engraving. You've been dying to get a scoop on those last 2 mysterious characters. Examine placronymon. Eu não lembrava que ele demorava tanto pra falar o nome dela. Hey, get that damn cat out of the way. Move tail. Thank you, cat who is probably Jasper's. The final 2 chromosomic symbols have been released from their fluffy, twitching prison. Examine rune. Your name is Roxy. God damn, do you love wizards? E assim apresento a vocês, formalmente, a melhor personagem dessa história. Ah, eu peguei bastante sopa. You wish and hope they are real, and that so too is their magics and stuff. Ele mudou. You enjoy femprose for a sad magical man, but you think maybe it's not so great. You are, however, quite great at the esoteric sciences, such as ectobiology, dark fenestrology, and the delicate art of purification. You have tended to accrue dead preserved specimens from your experiments, little to none of which aren't feline. You aren't one to shy from a bit of gaming, particularly the sort well past its prime. You have a real soft spot for old-school technology. It is fair to say most of your leanings are governed by a bent for nostalgia. Your coding cred is totes ridic, basically making you the hottest shit hexer bitch you ever knew, as deadly to the grid as she's beautiful. Roxy rocks. You are known to non-suddenly employ a roguish demeanor toward the fellas, a habit not specifically jeopardized by your non-infrequent inebriation. Which is to say, against the better judgment of one your age, you like to dip into the sauce now and then, unless your mom's looking, which happens to be virtually never. And considering she has been known by the knowledgeable to be in possession of vision omnifold, this strikes you as a particularly stunning lapse in parental diligence. But you have good friends and many distractions to fill this void in your life. What will you do? Interesting is a word. Wail like an alley cat and blow bubbles in your drink. Andrew Rossi olhou pra isso e falou, não. Roxy is not empowered to resurrect this crusty old gag template because all of a sudden, she's too busy being the other guy. We have absolutely got to peep the last two letters of this Max 2 dude's name of the devil fucking double. Examine Plaquemine. Ah, o pôneizinho, que bonitinho. Roxy fica na brava. Hey, clear out that stupid pony. What is this, some sort of miniature paddock? Wake up. Dirk. Strider. Thanks, Pony, who is presumably a tiny maple hoof for some reason. The final two diluvial symbols have been unearthed from countless crushing ounces of slumbering pony. Examine rune. Your name is Dirk. Holy shit, do you love puppets? Esse quarto me deixa perturbada. Muito perturbada. You possess the extreme dexterity to operate your false friends unseen. That is, when they are not preambulatory through your lovingly imbued mechanization. You dig writing cognitive algorithms for said apocryphal man, and you think maybe that's fucking dope. Guess what else is dope? Everything else you do. You're a sick, wicked, autodidactic on ancient civilizations, a self-made master of mythology, and a preternatural pop culture academe. If you weren't so damn aloof and actually let people get a load, you might get described all kinds of ways. Maybe tagged as a Renaissance ninja. Philosopher prince and flash stab puppeteer. Or perhaps a pantheonic ironicist gangster logician, lucid waker, and dareside spy. Screw descriptors though, as if the shifts you give ain't nil. You're cool with dabbing in the fine sequential arts, dabbling. And your work could be viewed by some as borderline pornographic. And to those Philistines, you'll be heard wondering, what the fuck do you mean borderline? Against the better judgment of one your age, you build robots, set them to kill mode, and spar with them to death. That is, when you're not sandificating them to friends, or dueling them with rap lyrics. But you try to cool it on the deathmatch stuff when your bro is looking, which is virtually never. And considering he's had a reputation staked on some order or of martial nobility, this strikes you as a staggering oversight in brotherly vigilance. You don't have the heart to hold it against him, though. What will you do? Interesting use of word, heart. Jut your ass and twitch like a proboscis. Is this going to happen? No. Eu tenho um comunicado a fazer. A sopa acabou. 1 hora pra comer sopa. Parabéns. Não lembrava desse negócio do mistério sobre o nome do Homer, não. There's no way in hell you were going to give this gag the time of day, even if you weren't suddenly totally lambasted by the character's select screen again from way out of left field inside your glasses. Once again, you are grabbing the plush by the rump. You are in absolute command of your destiny. As long as you don't pick the two characters who are graved out, which is a universally understood UI convention for non-clickability. Also, as long as both other available choices are finished being drawn, we are passing out free will like cheap cigars. Qual que termina primeiro, Homestuck ou a sopa? Acho que dessa vez foi a sopa, mas quem sabe da próxima. E aí, a gente vai na Roxy primeiro ou a gente vai no Dirk? Vocês decidem. Quem vocês querem ver primeiro? Hoje a noite é deles. A Roxy, já que ela é minha bebê, ótima escolha, Rica. Você não decepciona. You are now Roxy. What were you up to again? You were floating somewhere in the non-linear time tube of paradox space. And we were hoping to get a handle on the exact chronology of your situation. Perhaps your successive actions will oblige us? Yeah, you aren't really listening. You're going to do whatever the hell you want. Go grab that sweet gun. Cheio dos gatinhos mutantes aqui. Perdão. You pick up your high-octane laser gun. It's powered by the most deadly sciences you know of. You keep a couple of specibus allocations in your portfolio on standby. You try to stay as sharp as possible in unarmed combat, because you never know when you'll get ambushed. It's dangerous out there. Examine Dead Mutant Collection. The biggest one has been around for as long as you remember, encased in that glass-like material. You've considered giving it a name, but it always struck you as a little morbid to name a dead cat. The others were the result of a few experimental mishaps before you got the hang of the ectobiology equipment. You keep them around to remind you of those perils of the inexact science, and also because they're weird looking and cute. You've since cloned many healthy felines, but they all live in the laboratory out back. Your pet cat doesn't really get along with other cats, and you don't want to upset him. Capture log 1. É lógico que o jeito de captchalogar dela tem que ser o jeito bebum, né? You tuck the biggest one into your message in a bottle modus. These little guys are quite handy for busting through windows whenever you're ready to christen a new fenestrated plane. Take books. You take the first 6 books of your mom's best-selling series, Complacency of the Learned. She made an impossible fortune of these books, considering how dark and inaccessibly written they are for young readers. More money than the US financial system could even account for as legitimately circulating in the economy. Many suspected real-life witchcrafts were involved, which is what some believed discouraged in criminal investigation into the matter. The feds were afraid, and the burners nervous. God, you hope that's all true. Examine Cottle poster. Complacency of the Learned. Foreshadow. Some original edition cover art from one of the books. It features the androgynous young apprentice, Colmasis, who throughout the series plays the roles of anti-hero and chief antagonist. She/he convinces fellow disciples to rebel against Zazarpan's vaunted complacency, and one by one hunts down each wizard. All 12 are killed, but the predicant scholar himself forcing a showdown. The poster depicts the notorious chess match between Kalmasis and Zazarpan. Zazarpan had a reputation for being unbeatable. He had never lost a match, even to the gods, but his apprentice was able to beat him in the wizard's duel by first becoming checkmated, and through some unprecedented enchantment, continuing to play beyond the death of the king. You love your mom's books and find them heavily inspiring, but you can't help but feel the work is exhaustingly heavy-handed at times. You kind of prefer to write more light-hearted things. Actually crack a joke now and then, you know? Say hi to Cat. Your cat, Friglish, hops down on the bed to greet you, and immediately situates himself on something important, one of your creative writing journals. You named him after your favorite wizard from Cuttle. Pardon. He was just such an endearing, bumbling fellow before he was murdered. Kalmasis put an insidious curse on him, which caused him to go insane over several years. He began filling a book with all of his arcane knowledge, which was said to be limitless. The tome grew to monumental proportions and became a virtually unreadable patchwork of impenetrable erudition. Obrigada. When the young wizard finally caught up with him, he was a quaking, incoherent madman. She/he put him out of his misery by crushing him to death with his own massive text. You just think it's a fitting name for him for some reason. The macabre demise notwithstanding, of course. Take journals. Poof. You politely scoot Friglish off the books. What's a boy? Ih, acabei de comer, me dá o nome, mas obrigada. Technically, only one of these books is yours, the writing journal. You're pretty secretive about your writing. Sometimes even you can hardly bear to read it. You are highly aware of the formidable writerly shadow cast over you, and can be critical to the point of embarrassment over your work. Just how drunk were you when you wrote this? You often wonder to yourself. You don't think you'll be picking at it soon. Maybe later. Meu Deus, Rica. The other book is another point of embarrassment for completely different reasons. Read other book. Bark, 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 bark. Sequência de DNA, né? This is Jake's private journal. One day, when you were feeling especially frisky, you swiped it with your purifier, not actually expecting it to work. But then you debated with yourself for weeks over whether to read it. When you finally took a peek, you were strangely relieved to find all this nonsense instead of his private thoughts. But you still didn't have it in you to cope with the theft. You just agreed what a shame it was about his missing book. You have no idea what these letters mean. Some kind of code? Bark? Crab? Abracadabra? You have no clue what was running through this kid's head. Not unlike anyways. Get little Reagan. It isn't a ray gun, it's a purifier. Pretty much the only Crocker tech you can bring yourself to use. It's just too handy not to. You just plug in the coordinates you want to nab something from, point it where you want to purify, and shoot. It'll make that thing purify right then and there, assuming no temporal conflicts. Piece of cake. Not Crocker brand cake, though, cause fuck that witch. You're thirsty. That isn't a command, excuse me, but you beg to differ. You poured that beautiful martini a little while ago, and you've been letting it gather cobwebs while you horse around with random shit in your room. What's a crime? Sip martini thoughtfully. Delicious. Damn it. This is the wrong stock reaction. You will not stand for this outrageous misrepresentation of your beverage enjoyment. Sip martini more thoughtfully than that. That's much better. Sip. Bebendo feito uma dama. Uma dama menor de idade, o que não pode. As much as you enjoy an afternoon cocktail, you have to remember to pace yourself with these things. They're crazy strong and tend to make you kind of sleepy. Oh my, how inviting does that soft plush pile look about now? Quite, you think. Examine plush pile. Achei que ela fosse se jogar. You like to ensconce yourself in this friendly heap when you play games. Gosh, it looks soft. Your eyelids are getting heavy. Succumb to unfathomable booze. Uh-oh, there you go a-wobbling. Look out below. Blackout. Nap time. Aha! Caiu. Bom, e agora a gente vai ver o sleepwalk dela, né? Deixa eu ver. O Dirk falou que ela é sonâmbula, então vamos ver. No martini. Eu não sei como é que é o gosto de um martini. É forte? Olha lá, estamos em Durst. Lá vai ela se atraindo pro vazio. Olha. Caramba, tá misturando tudo. Que doideira, meu irmão. Ah.
Interessante. Wake up. What the heck was that all about? Oh, hey there, Friglish. He greets you with a sly, conspiratorial purr, almost as if he was privy to what you dreamt. Which is impossible, of course. Looks like some dude has been badgering you while you were asleep. Answer. Roxy, awake yet? Guess not. Let me know. Whoa, damn. Hey, Dirk. Had a crazy dream. Pardon. There you are. But I see your dream self hasn't returned. You must be tying one the fuck on tight already. Maybe I am. Like a ribbon. On a beautiful pony. Man, how can you be this much drunker than last time we talked? What the hell are you even drinking? Okay, but to be fair, beautiful was an intentional typo for your benefit, because I know you love that typos. It's a bullet. So, you spy on me in Dursville again? Yeah. Fucking perv. Like, what do you see there? I see precisely jack shit and a side of fuck all. That's the point. You got too sauced up and went rogue again. You're out there in your weird drifting stupor, independent of your awakened self-awareness. You're gonna go after me again? Get on your horns and gallop me home like Prince Charming back to Sun Kingdom. Oh my god, blush, 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 blush. No. In thinking it over, it's sort of a relief, simplifies things somewhat. It's better you stay out there for a while. There's been a problem. What do you do now? Okay, I fucked up. I kind of made a mess here, and I'm not sure what to do about it yet. Huh? No need for you to worry about it for now. I'll figure something out. Until then, I'm just going to prepare for our session while I think it over. What a surprise! Another mystery for you to keep to yourself and never really celebrate. Snore. Hey, let's talk about something cool instead, like the dream I had. Okay. First, I had some ordinary, boring dreams that I don't remember, but then I dreamt that I woke up from the dream, and things got way bright and surreal, and I saw someone. I think what's supposed to be my daughter. Why do you think that? You know those dreams where you just know someone's supposed to be someone? No? Okay, well, regular people have those, I'm pretty sure, all the time. I don't think it was prophetic, like a glimpse of the future. I don't know. Because that's not really how the abyss works. It's not Skya, and we aren't prospect dreamers. There's something like that out in the abyss. If you drift far enough, there's only horror. Terrible, terrible horror. Okay, but I'm not saying it was a future dream. It was just a glimpse, and it felt real, and all I'm saying is it was cool, a dream, what I wish was real, that I wish was real. Glimpse. Well, maybe it was. Maybe there's no fanciful game-supplied mechanism of prognostication involved here, and you're just an ordinary run-of-the-mill psychic. I guess that's possible. Hey, Dirk, what do you think it would be like if we had kids? What would it be like? Inconvenient, mostly. No, I mean, what would they be like, the kids? You ever think about it? Can't really say I have. You know, for an eccentric guy, you can be boring as fuck sometimes. Sorry, Rox. For what it's worth, I'm picturing them now, a boy and a girl. Two perfect little freaks of nature raised by people who've clearly got no business bringing up anybody. Shucks, Buster, it's just a fun little hypothetical to daydream about. Why you need to suck the fun out of shit, like some third hungry Dracula? It's not like I'm lobbying for you to hook me up with a whole mess of fucking babies, or that I'm holding on to any such delusion that's even a remote possibility. Lasai? Lasine? Yes, Lasine, you heard me. Do you mean Lasai? Nope. I'm sticking with Lasine.
Going down with the ship. The SS Lasine, starring Captain Rollo. What does Lasine actually mean in this context? Oh, come on. Come on, what? Lasine is universally understood to mean too bad he's gay, you deliberately obtuse genderfuck. I mean, yeah, that's what I thought. It would just be cool if you'd refrain from tossing about such antediluvian terms. Antediluvian what? Me saying you're gay? I mean, yeah. Okay, but terminology aside, I don't think I'm off base. I don't see how it has to be a thing. I really think it's an actual thing, bro. Once upon a time, sure. But the world has changed a lot. Ever picking a history book between your resolute indulgences? This is a nuanced topic. Man, I know about the histories. Just believe me. It's a thing. How is it a thing? It's a thing because if it wasn't a thing, then you wouldn't be all like what? Well, wanting nothing to do with me, for starters. Don't be ridiculous. I have more to do with you than any dude could possibly bargain for, and I like it just fine. What a totally lame plus sweet answer simultaneously. Yeah. Now, maybe we should direct our focus on a matter which has nothing at all to do with what does or doesn't qualify as a thing, or what our fantasy alt universe offspring would be like, or anything like that. Such as this game, and whether you're in the best condition to be piloting Jane's connection. Maybe you could use another nap? My conditions are just fine. And anyway, what ain't gonna get slapped off is the fact that I still don't think we should be touching this BS Switch game with a 20-foot trident. We both know her plans need us too. I know that, but I thought we settled this. It's still so frustrating telling Jane about the dangers, and even if she's being polite, I just know she thinks I'm full of crap about everything. We settled this too. She'll believe everything eventually. Why bother working so hard to convince her? Well, I don't even do that for the most part, but it gets tiring and saddening knowing that even when we're not actively talking about it, that my best friend can't bring herself to believe some really basic things about my life. Like the shitty things the Baroness has done to us, or about our upbringing. Like, do you know how miserable it is for your BFF to doubt you when you tell her your mom is dead? I guess. It just registers for me as a reaction, which isn't completely unreasonable from her perspective. She's inundated with media coverage of those whom we've claimed as our parental figures, that they are not presently alive nor ever played that role for us, as she understands it is just an extension of a much more elaborate and far-reaching explanation, which is much harder for anyone to digest in its entirety. Well, anyone who is in Jake, I mean. Still say you should cut her some slack. I know. And need I remind you that the potential this game provides for their resurrection is what motivated you to investigate it in the first place? No, I remember. I told you a million times. Shit sounds like it could be the best thing ever. Wherein ever escaped as heck. Kept as heck. But also that no matter how awesome it might be, it's probably gonna advance all the schemes of her condescension. Right. But if we can stop her? But what if we can stop her? Part of me doesn't even want to give her the satisfaction of starting it up at all. Like, if it didn't, wouldn't that wreck her shit just so hilariously? So many olos. I must be hard on counting because I'm barely racking up a single goddamn laugh of loud self-defeating gesture. No, but it would. And for all we know, starting it up is playing it right in her claws. Could be a trap waiting for Jane the moment she enters. If I stop her from playing, Maybe I could at least give her a chance at the future. At a future. But there is no future on Earth for them. Or for us, for that matter. They know that for a fact. But anyway, I kinda already made this bogus file for her. What? Why? To scare the shit out of her. Make her learn to fear and respect the fucking hag like she should. Then, maybe, we can drop this whole in-game meetup slash resurrection idea altogether. Sweet though it may be, Rox, I hope you're not thinking about sending her one of your batshit ATH scripts. On that subject, I'm Mr. Pips. Mr. Pips, the amount of sense you haven't been making is unfucking real. Just go take a nap. And don't even think about sending her that file. Are you listening? Huh? I'll take what you say. Under advisement. What? Jesus. Dirk. When do you stop being any fun? What? It used to be you'd get a kick out of a stunt like that. Man, you know I'm down with insane stunts. Super Pips? Insane stunts are practically all I am about. As long as I actually agree with the purpose they're intended to serve. Destroying Jane's computer and dissuading her from playing is not such a purpose. Betcha your responder would agree with me. Why can't you be more like him? I am more like him. I mean more like him. You just misspelled more, causing me to suddenly understand Jack everything. He's more in touch with his feelings, which just makes me L my F-A off since he's a robot, and he can actually loosen up sometimes, kinda like you used to could. I used to could, for one thing. He doesn't insta shoot down a bit of frisky RP shenanigans now and then. Yeah. I kind of wish you wouldn't do that with him. Why the fuck not? It just seems a little tawdry and disrespectful, and vaguely exploitative of a still emergent cognitive entity whose perception frame of reference is difficult for us to comprehend. Oh, come on. He's a cool guy, just like you. It's just he lives in some shades. It rubs me the wrong way is all. Oh, do you want me to rub you the right way? Not really. You're overblowing this. It's just an ironic funny thing we do sometimes. Come on, I'm sure you read the transcripts yourself. It's all a lot of jokestery bullshit. He blocks me from being able to read transcripts sometimes. Oh, wow, he does? Sneaky bastard. And anyway, I'm really not sure how ironic it is. Okay, next time I will run it by the master first. With his fancy fucking ironimeter. Okay, here's the thing with the AR, since you still don't seem to get it. He's very similar to me in thought process and behavior, yeah. But those patterns were imported from a 13-year-old version of my psyche, and then sealed into the program as starting parameters. In the years since, we've both evolved somewhat. I, as humans tend to, and he, in whatever way is natural for our frequently running self-aware application. So, if there are differences between us, they're first reflected by what I feel is the maturity gap, and then further by several years of minor behavioral divergences. I don't know. Oh my god. He's 13-year-old Dirk. Why did that not occur to me? That is so cute. And makes me feel kinda skeevy for saying anything lascivious at him. Damn it, you ruined everything. You're welcome. Yo, you guys realize I can hear you, right? Yes, I was aware. Check out all these complicated fucking problems people have when they have to live in big lumbering flesh monsters instead of a sweet pair of shades. Dude, do you think you could sit this one out for a while? This conversation practically doesn't even concern you at this point. It seems there's some gnarly crooked number that represents the percentage of probability. You just said this doesn't concern me, even though it's patently obvious that half the conversation like way totally concerns me. Shit, Roxy, look, he's doing the thing where he ironically pretends to fail the Turing test to sass me into submission. Even though I was the one who fucking programmed him to do that. LMFA off. Like my butt is just there on the floor. It's how hard I held it off just now. Not picking at the floor, but cause I'm only 13 years old, motherfuckers. This is fucking dumb. I'm going to leave both of you to interact however you want. I have important shit to deal with and actual responsibilities to take seriously. Roxy, go nap off your drink or aggressively wage another flirt larping campaign, whatever, I don't care. Just don't send that file to Jane, okay? Flirt larp. Oh no. Paçoca é bom de qualquer modo. So, looks like it just the two of us. Looks that way. Fancy that. Guess I can go back to talking in orange. Why yes. You should def slip into something more comfortable. While I pour you some rubble wine, we have much to discuss. Tense fingers together with subtle cunning. Actually, I think I like the red better. Okay, I can check the cellar. Might have some choice years left of the pink pot noir. I don't doubt the choiceness of those pink pots, but I'm not really here to screw around. There's something important to talk about. Oh damn, Jane is after me? Sorry bro, it has to wait, can't leave Janie hanging. Alright, but just so you know, I think Dirk is probably going to make some sort of formal romantic overture toward Jake today. What? Wait, really? I've been crunching numbers all day on this. The percentage of probability is simultaneously bananas and through the roof. A complete disgrace of tropical fruit erupting from the peak of an unassuming domicile. Oh my, how do you know? Because I've aggregated thousands of subtle clues indiscernible to primitive human neurology and run them through my determinative infatuation engine at the astonishing speed of information. And also because I'm pretty sure it's what I would do if I were him, which is literally the case. And also because he kind of told me, I guess. There's that. Fala, Emperor, tudo bom? Como vai tu? Well, this should be interesting. Did you tell Jake, or not specifically? Man, does he even know how he feels? Lol, the poor guy is sorely under siege from our sides. He knows well enough. I've badgered him with enough insincere solicitations to paint a pretty striking portrait of my cognitive progenitor's inclinations, even if he wasn't able to pick up on such hints from the man himself, which strikes me as statistically implausible. And that's not even me just spewing more ironic AI bullshit. I was never that clear on that. Are you like both crunching on him? Or is it real for him and ironic for you, or it's complicated? No shit. Says the robo-clone of the guy smithing with the guy everyone else is smithing with, including said robot clone, maybe? Hey, can we hold this thought? Just have to answer Jane. Yeah, answer Jane. Basicamente, tá todo mundo afim do Jake. A Jane tá afim do Jake, a Roxy tá afim do Jake, o Dirk tá afim do Jake, e a inteligência artificial clone do Dirk tá afim do Jake também. O Jake é o picudo. Hey, roll out? Copo, sorry. I was having important chats. Oh, with whom? Yet, with yet another intelligent fucking bachelor I have to talk to. Aí a gente já leu essa conversa aqui antes. Anyway, if you're still there, I wouldn't call my feelings ironic. Though, evidently, I would enclose them in quotes. They're more like an echo of feelings once established in a biological context, though perhaps had not particularly well materialized at that point in my life. Or his life. Whatever. They still feel real sometimes, and it can be easy to get carried away with them. But most of the time, they present themselves as dense bodies of abstraction to be evaluated, like any kind of information. It's fair to say the feelings I have about my feelings are more genuine expressions of emotion than the ground level feelings themselves. Does that make sense? Yes. Sorry, distracted. Important shit going on with Janie. See. That's fine. So, to underwhelmingly answer your question, no. I don't think I'm really into Jake. Not so much as occasionally being subject to heavily arresting recalls of conflicted, incipient preteen episodes on the subject. I'm not sure I can be into someone in a way you understand. Not that it would even matter if I was. I'm glasses. Damn, what? Sorry, I'm listening to you, really, but I fucked up. Got to make sure Jane doesn't run that file I sent. The virus? You sent it already? Sneaky. What? I'm such an ass. What are you two talking about? The bottom line is, I'm a horrible friend. You could just tell her you sent an exploding file. No, then she'll think I'm shitty, and right now she thinks I'm super not shitty. Don't want to blow it. I think I'd rather pull a Dirk and propose my undying feelings for her. Oh my god, my god, my god. Wait, you have feelings for Jane? No, you dang that was Jog. Oh my fucking god. If Dirk tells Jake about his stuff, what about Jane? How's she gonna feel? Competing with a friend and all for a guy she can't even get up the nerve to say anything to. Poor Jane. It seems to be highly probable you are ensnared in the throes of one of your human romantic quandaries. Oh, shut the fuck up. I need a drink. Are you even talking to her anymore? It seems like you must be neglecting her side of the conversation. I'm in the middle of a dramatic fence comment fucking with the bubble. Conversando com a Jane e com os óculos ao mesmo tempo. Really? Aí teve essa conversa aqui toda, beleza? Anyway, I won't distract you for much longer. I just felt the need to tip you off to this 800-ton gorilla dragging its knuckles across the horizon. Will this gorilla eat those bananas flying out of the roof, you said? No airborne fruit will be safe. I guess this is to be presented as something like a word of caution. If it's me going through with this, hypothetically, I'm not dropping some limp whistle shucks buster on his ass and praying to the horse gods of irony for reciprocation. There will be no rocking back and forth on pigeon-toed feet, while my face flushes with the blood of 1,000 timid bishies. I will not hold on one tentative hand behind my head like a flustered asshole from an Asian cartoon, nor will an oversized bead of sweat overlap ludicrously with my visage. If it's me, I'm going all out. Oceans will rise, cities will fall, volcanoes will erupt. What I'm saying is, it's going to be a scene, and bystanders need to brace themselves. Okay? About when is the big scene happening? Probably after the game begins. I expect he'll hold off on playing his hand until he and Jake are in the session. he's taken certain measures. For some reason, I think he's latched onto this notion that functioning as a client for a player is customarily a one-way pass to make out city with that player. Everything with him and me is a matter of assiduous tactical forethought. Making a play to get his Jones on the J-man is no different. Not sure what any of this quite means, but it sounds spectacular. I can't wait, though I'm still kinda torn about how to feel about his chances versus Jane's chances. What do I say to Jane about this? It's hard being as stoaty, sweet a friend as me. It's hard, and no one understands, lol. Puta que pariu. Sorry to hear that. As ever, I remain an automatonous and dispassionate witness of the oddity that is human interaction, while maintaining no investment in either outcome. Yeah, bullshit. Oh, really? Really? Seria tipo Tu jura? Ou então, é sério? Tipo isso. Quem que faria a Roxy? Cara, eu não sei. Aqueles. Eu super faria a Roxy. Anyway, looks like I have to go. I have to prove some shit to Jane. Prove what? Oh, you know, just subjecting shit to the old madrigals. It seems to just said madrigals. What are madrigals? 7th year, bro. Later, bro. Janie, it seems to me that there's a maps % chance of you being a huge tight-ass. Or being a huge tight-ass? Okay. Elas estão falando... Okay, let's get on. Okay. Ready, a purifier. Push, push. You push some buttons and mess with some knobby dealies and get totally set to subject shit to the madrigals. Madrigors. Tu jura? Ih, meu Deus, apareceu outro gato. O Jaspers ficou... Eu não gostei. Aim. Ah, não. O gato. A Purify. É assim que ele morre. Oh, no. Oh, não! Tadinho do Jaspers, é assim que ele morre. Puta, velho. Ah, não. Tadinho. Take book. Yep, he's dead. Totally sassa-crushed. You just know that julep-grizzling bastard is scrambling up his ladder as we speak, chuckling to himself while he fills his pockets with ill-gotten boon dollars. Go ahead, old man. Laugh it up. Meu Deus, Mateus. You guess you'll have to do something with the body now. Maybe a funeral? That sounds like the perfect way to say goodbye to an old friend. Não, não, esse é o mesmo gato. É aquele gato que a gente já sabia que ele ia morrer, só que tipo, né? But the environment outside isn't particularly hospitable for a burial these days. It also sounds kind of depressing to host a funeral by yourself. Pera, eu tô muito louca? Eu acho que é o mesmo gato. Se for outro gato, então que pena que os gatos ficam morrendo, mas eu acho que é o mesmo gato. It's probably best to just send him back to where he came from. Years ago, when you were exploring the lab, you found a machine somewhat similar to the ectobiology equipment. Without knowing what it did, you activated it, and out came this friendly cat in a handsome little suit. You still aren't sure where he came from. Though, given the timestamp and coordinates on the machine, you have a feeling he belonged to your mother. If that is true, you feel bad about stealing her cat, let alone killing him. But you could never bring yourself to send him back. Until now, of course. She would probably want to know what happened to her disappearing cat, even if it meant discovering him dead a little while later. The device uses huge amounts of power. Its entire power supply was almost fully depleted using it the first time. You've stockpiled as much uranium as you could for another test run. Looks like this will be it. Take cat. Oops, Silodex is full. Gotta swap it with something. Probably as good an excuse as any to break in a new fenestrated plane. Retrieve mutant kitten. You swap the bottle with a one dead cat in it for another. You often use this little guy to break in the planes like an intrepid test pilot. Not while it's in the bottle, though. That would be ridiculous, since the bottles are sort of just inventory abstractions. You have to break the bottle first, before you can get serious about breaking some glass. Break bottle. Clear some space. Eu não aguento ela fazendo isso com o pezinho. Need to get this bullshit out of the way. You can't work like this with everything jammed down there in the corner. It's bad enough you're hammered. Break some glass. Bimba. Your test pilot flew back out, which means the link between planes is working and stable. You can't even remember which one you linked this up to. You guess you'll find out the fast way. Jump in. Param! Woo, you throw. From the perspective of anyone observing the two windows from the outside, transport looks instantaneous, but for the traveler, there's always this gap of void between them. In your experience, the more significant the journey between the plane is, the wider the gap. This one is small enough to be negligible though. Probably because it leads to somewhere else in your house. You've set a bunch of these up as little shortcuts to places around your house, as well as some places nearby like the lab. It's a convenient way to hop around, though isn't without some risk. You're still not sure what happens if one of the planes loses power while in transit, other than objects predictably getting sliced in half if they're straddling the plane when the plug is pulled. You haven't come up with a good way to observe the consequences from the inside yet, without using yourself as a guinea pig. And you're in as much a hurry to try that as you are to look up the correct spelling of guinea pig, because seriously, fuck those particular pigs. Oh, portal. Bom. Lendo ready. Ela ficou brincando com os portais. When you are quite through with that tomfoolery, you find yourself in your household's observatory. You keep it very cool in here and use it to store pumpkins you've purified from around the world. Especially from Jake. That guy is just stinking rich with pumpkins on his dumb tropical island. It would never occur to you otherwise to be so grabby with pumpkins. But they just happen to be the most easily purifiable vegetable on the planet for reasons that make no sense. And it's not like you can just stop swiping vegetables. You've got your own mysterious reasons. Hey look, incoming message. Answer. There you are. Tricky one to track down you are. Oh yeah. Do you know why I've been right here giving around for hours? Don't know why. Oh, no doubt. Methinks it has less to do with your actual whereabouts and it does with your virtues as a hero of Void. Okay, but you never say what stuff like that means when you say it though. Is this more casual spoiler shit? Causal, and yes, somewhat. However, with these spoilers, by their nature, the more time that passes for you, the less relevant it becomes to guard their secrecy. As you approach your entry, details I have obscured will become more plainly evident. So I see no harm in loosening my tongue on certain matters the closer you get to the appointed hour. So you're saying I have like these magical void powers? Yeah. Sounds like kinda shitty and boring powers to me. What can they even do besides make me invisible to an enemy alien sometimes? Alien. The void aspect is fascinating though. Its heroes preside over the essence of lack of or nothingness, the obfuscation of knowledge, or its outright destruction. Well, I think it's wonderful. And anyway, one can hardly draw many conclusions about a player by aspect alone. The aspect is channeled more specifically by the assets of one's class. So when you can't see me when I'm doing my voidy thing or whatever, what do you see? Is it just a black screen? Pretty much. It's just that footage of my mom does that too, like blacks out and stuff. Mom was a notorious scourge to the paparazzi. Or I mean, the woman who I'm supposed to be genetically descended from. Know what I mean? I understand what you're getting at, yeah. It is certainly possible that we may have common ground with our ancestors when it comes to our aspects and the way our abilities reveal themselves to us. I could not rule this out. But there's always more to examine. For instance, a hero of life and a hero of doom have aspects as different as can be. But if their classes are different enough as well, that is, one active and the other passive, remarkably there is a chance they could end up with very similar abilities. Obrigado pela água, Kevin. Como é que você tá? Tudo bom? Player abilities may also manifest in ways in defiance with their aspects if they are heavily resistant to their true calling, or if corrupted in some way by an outside influence. Tudo bom? But it is rather clear to me you are one who embraces her aspect quite heartily, even if you are not aware of it. So deep down, I am super psyched about nothingness? Yeah, sounds about right. Oh damn, hey! I almost forgot I had a really short but cool dream. I figure you might like this. Oh yeah, everyone is having important dreams as we near out mutual entries. This is lovely. Please tell. I saw someone I think was supposed to be my daughter. Do you know if that's true? Can you describe her? Well, she looked kinda like me, but it's this orange getup with a yellow sun on it. She sounds to me like the well-known figure of legend, or at least well-known to those who make the study of such matters into their all-consuming pastime. I believe you saw the Seer of Light, so okay. Let's say she is definitely that. Does that mean she's not my daughter, or spoilers? Exactly how much spoiler rage you're talking here? It would normally be my instinct to supply a vague response here, but I think that your heart has already told you the answer, and as such, my secrecy would be purposeless. So yes, that she was. Oh yes, I knew it. So then, Space Lady, can you tell me who this lucky fella is? Fella? What do you mean? Come on, you know. Who I get future busy with to make the Lightyear babies. Oh, yeah. Pardon my sluggishness on the uptake. We are very different species reproductively and familially, remember? Somehow. Signs deeply, muttering Leyland's to self. That I think is something I cannot say. That, I think, is something I cannot say, or that is, should not say. Oh, come on, you're already telling me stuff. Oh, please don't press me for information, it makes me feel terribly guilty. You've no idea how much I would fancy revealing everything and exchange our stories endlessly, but I must show restraint. Please? What if I guess stuff? Is it Strider? Does he like get ungay for a while or such? You probably don't even know what that means on account of being extraterrestrial. Can aliens be gay too? Is that a thing? Being space gay? Oh man, embarrassed alien is embarrassed. Sorry. I am not embarrassed. I just don't know what you're talking about. Oh, but seriously, is it him? Maybe? Or is it like some ectobio shit instead? And a dude ain't really involved. Maybe. Man, wouldn't that just figure? That would suck. Why'd you have to go and confirm my bleak dudeless future? I confirmed no such thing, Roxy. You're being frightfully difficult. You just keep pushing and pushing, and I can't maintain my composure for only so long. Okay, I'm sorry. If you are really curious about the events surrounding your daughter's origin, you can always ask her in person when you meet her. So you mean I'm going to meet her in the game? Oh, well, yes. But I'm not sure if I should have revealed that just now. You see what happens when you push me? There is so much for me to keep track of, and it gets very difficult to remember what information to reveal at what time when you are flustered. Okay, so without pushing and frustrating you, let me just see if I have all my facts right. I will meet my cool as hell daughter from the future in this game. Yes, basically. And I will also meet my mother in this game. Yes. And the game will let me resurrect her from the dead, and that's what I'm gonna do. The game provides a mechanism for the revival of the deceased. Yes, it is called a kernel sprite, and you are free to gather remains of any dead party you choose to revive that individual in the form of a sprite. The sprite will then serve as a helpful spirit guide on your journey. Yeah, but you cleverly dodged the question. That's how you say it works, but will I do that? I believe I was very forthright in my answer. If you play the game, you will meet your daughter. If you play the game, you will meet your mother too. Simple as can be. Narrows eyes with drunken suspicion. So yeah, to continue my confirmation spree, you are maybe kinda hinting there are ecto shenanigans that lead to the birth of my daughter? Just like I descended from my mom through some sort of similar bio process? Those are definitely some things which you believe could be true or not true. Lol, you are such a shitty liar. I am not any kind of liar. Come on, what's the answer? Yes or no? Or should I say yes or no? You. I choose you. You love yous. I do love yous. You're silly. Silly and cute and bad at lying. But I really don't lie. I'm not deceitful by nature, but in order to protect the integrity of certain outcomes while still being helpful to you, I guess I am learning the art of deception through honesty? Which, as it turns out, as well-intended as it may be, still comes across to a savvy lass like yourself as just another kind of equivocation. Though I guess I shouldn't be so startled with a rogue void could be wilder me, so. Void players are said in text to have a way with flummoxing even those with plans beyond mortal understanding. And I'm far from anyone like that, just a girl who wants to help. Okay. Since you are so nice, I will promise not to use my wicked void powers with basic common sense plus skills of deduction to bust you up so bad. I'd be even ever so grateful. Then, without giving you the whole third degree, what is safe to tell me? Like, what does it mean to be a rogue of void? That's what I am, right? Yeah? I can tell you plenty about that. Até mais, me dá um nome. Obrigado por ter ficado até então. Boa noite. Vai pela sombra. A rogue is a passive class. You see, there are passive and active classes, some more strongly passive or active than others. The plus and minus distinction can mean many things, but could be quite roughly summed up in this way. Active classes exploit their aspect to benefit themselves, while passive classes allow their aspect to benefit others. But of course, there's plenty more to it, and that rule is in no way absolute, only a starting point for understanding the dichotomy. You mean kinda like offensive versus defensive magic in an RPG? Sure. Eu sei, eu tava brincando. That's another fine way of looking at it. Classes always come in plus/minus pairs, with significant disparity between them. While a rogue is passive, a thief would be its far more active counterpart. The rogue and thief classes tend to be assigned to females, not exclusively, but commonly. Oh. Other classes lean more toward male assignment, while others are exclusively male, and just as many are exclusively female, like my class. That's a bit of a tangent though. To answer your question about being a rogue, I should tell you both classes in positive and negative pairs tend to have very similar descriptions. In this case, a rogue or a thief is one who steals. Quite simple, really. But whether the class is positive or negative, passive or active, makes all the difference. Valeu. It's a great indicator as to how a hero will make use of the aspect. So basically, a thief is like the asshole class. The player who says step off, shit's mine, suck ass, whereas the rogue is basically Robin Hood. If that reference to your culture provides a suitable comparison, then absolutely. So I'm essentially the Robin Hood of Void. I'm still not sure what the fuck that actually means. Understandable. Have a nice night. I guess Robin Hood's pretty cool though. Thieving up loot from peeps who got too much, then all sugar daddying it out to the needy like a boss. Just don't have a clue how that works with Void. Yes. It is one of the more conceptually nebulous pairings, I agree. And I can't say I know a smashing good deal about the nature of the Void player's path, since the aspect is by definition inscrutable to those it does not choose. But I can at least tell you this. If you are ever to enjoy full ascension as a rogue of Void, you'll be able to do some completely astonishing things. Like what? Oh no, you will not pry this out of me. Not to preserve causality, but to keep the surprise in store for you. It would not be honorable of me to spoil the discovery, should you be fortunate enough to realize your potential. Well, about that, I feel sort of stupid about this, but I've been giving all my friends this whole dramatic spiel about not wanting to even play this thing, and I might have fucked stuff up already. Is that so? It's so. And I guess I still haven't decided what to do. There are pros and cons to both things. Would you mind listing them? Okay. Either I don't play, and I get this kind of passive-aggressive revenge at the witch for killing my mom, and thereafter keep staying here and being lonely. Or I do play, and the spoils are as follows. Sweet powers for me, check. Try generational Lalonde family reunion, check as fuck. Meet all my friends, heck a check. And some other stuff. All fine points. Is there nothing I can do to make the decision easier? Nah, but thanks. You already have anyway. I will probably play. Wonder if I can tell this without looking like a waffle ass chump. What's a waffle ass chump? Is it Earth cuisine? No, it's just a shithead. This doesn't matter now, though. I can't play till I go deliver this dead cat back in time to maybe my mom or something. That's another statement that doesn't make a good deal of sense to me, but if it is important to you, then Godspeed. I'm so pleased to hear you are leaning in favor of participating with the rest of us. I promise we'll all have a ball together. Now I have a busy schedule to keep up with, so I must go. But please remember, you can always contact me if you have questions. Don't be a stranger. Love, Ta. TA. Proceed to lab. You are fairly sure this window will take you to one of the windows you have set up in the lab. There is more than one way to find out if this is true, you guess. But there is only one way that involves doing what the inebriated do best, which is falling down. Descend. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Olha lá onde é que tá. Menina, como é que você vai parar aí? Cá estamos. Ai, 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 viu? Eu acho que aqui é um bom ponto pra parar. Eu tava esperando chegar nessa tela aí. Porque geralmente, posso estar errada, mas geralmente quando o Dirk tá envolvido é porque vai vir muito diálogo. E a minha voz já tá indo pro ralo e eu preciso dela amanhã pra trabalhar. Então, pessoal, eu vou ficando por aqui. E na próxima live nós vamos de Dirk Strider. Acho que eu li bastante hoje. Quer ver? Act 6, Act 2. Eu já tô ficando sem voz até pra falar qualquer coisa. Ela vai acabar na página 4663 e a gente tá na página 4516. Então, acho que na próxima live talvez a gente termine esse ato 2 do ato 6 aqui. É isso. Espero que vocês fiquem bem. Até... acho que semana que vem. Vou descansar sim. Obrigada pela preocupação. Obrigada. Valeu aí, pessoal. Valeu, Real, pelo resub. Por aí vai. E vejo vocês na próxima, seja ela qual for, quando for. Tchauzinho!